Hello and welcome back. This is Beautiful Ashes, and I'm your host, Tom. And welcome back to yet another episode. And so we're still going strong here. I'm not sure what number episode this is, but anyway, it's about progress, not perfection. So today I want to talk about something that I found quite useful. I think you guys are going to be able to actually use it to actually help you make progress in your journey, because I'm above everything else. I'm actually invested in your journey as well as my own, because I want to see you guys actually become something and make something of yourselves. So one of the things that I found out about, still on the topic of frustrations, is how to overcome frustrations. Now, in the previous episode, I talked about how frustrations are like contractions. And what is happening here is you're waiting until you actually get dilated enough to actually deliver the baby that you have. And so what happens here is frustrations are like contractions. And the thing about contractions, they don't come once, they come multiple times. And so a woman doesn't, very rare cases do you find a woman actually go and actually give birth immediately. What happens is there's usually contractions over several hours, and then that's when they actually give birth, or it can be several hours or several days or even weeks. Now, what happens here is the frustrations that you have here is they're like contractions, and so they will come at different intervals. And so you will find that maybe today they come, you're feeling frustrated, and then now one way you can deal with them is to actually know the frustrations, endure until you get a solution. The other way that you know is that they'll come again and again. So maybe they might come tomorrow. Like that day I was having that issue with my laptop. It came, it went. The next day actually came again. And so one of the things that I found that can actually help to actually deal with these frustrations is doing the work. Is actually just ignoring them and actually doing the work. You see, the thing about frustrations here and the resistance you're facing is the goal is to actually get you to come out of this path, or this God-given path that God has put that idea inside of you, because men are inspired by the Holy Spirit. And so the inspiration that God has given you to birth this idea inside of you, that desire that you have for this dream, that desire is of God. But the thing about frustrations and the resistances here is, what is happening here is, number one, you're trying to break barriers that were there long before you were born. So this can be barriers that maybe stopped your dad or your mom from actually advancing, or your grandparents. So it's something that probably in your lineage that actually stopped them from moving forward, or actually achieving new goals, or actually becoming a better version, or actually becoming somebody in life. And so this is the thing, this is kind of one of the limiting factors, or the ceilings to their growth in life, in every area of the life, so that is business, relationships, marriage, finances, in whatever area you can think of. And so what happens is, these frustrations, they're there, they're actually, you can think of them as gatekeepers. People are trying to actually prevent you from moving forward. And so what happens is, you need to actually overcome these frustrations. That way you can actually get to the next level. And that I talked about that one in the previous episode. So one of the things that I found out that you can actually use, or one technique that I found you can actually use to overcome frustrations, is by actually just doing the work. And so it's like a woman who's giving labor. Well, you actually have to be in the labor ward to actually continue, trying to give birth. You don't just, okay, this baby's not coming out, then I'm just leaving. No, you actually stay there long enough to actually give birth. And so there's that aspect of endurance, whereby you need to actually wait and actually endure until the end. And then there's that other aspect of just managing the contractions by themselves. And so what happens is, don't focus on the contraction itself, or don't focus on the frustrations itself, but actually focus on what you're supposed to be doing. And so you find that a lot of times when, if you've seen any movie, you've probably never seen a woman give birth. If you have, well, congratulations. That's a big event. If you haven't, prepare yourself for that one. By the way, the point here is, the contractions here, they will come. But when a woman is contracting, what happens is, they're not told to focus on the contractions. They're actually told to focus on their breathing, and focus on the joy they're going to experience after giving birth. Focus on other things except for the pain and the contractions that are coming. And so in this situation, what you want to do is actually focus on the work that you're supposed to be doing. And so right now, if you're supposed to be studying about, maybe you're into fitness, you're trying to become, a fitness trainer, an online fitness coach, or something like that. And so now you find a lot of resistance, whereby maybe nobody's liking your content, nobody's seeing your content, nobody's doing anything. And so you might get into kind of frustration. Maybe the gym that you have is a small dark room somewhere. Maybe you're just doing it off your backyard. Maybe your camera is you don't have the best camera or the best phone camera. Whatever frustration that you're actually facing that is preventing you, or you feel is a major hindrance for you to actually do the thing that you want to do the way you want to do it, and it's actually stopping you because of how its performance is relating to how you expect it to. Just notice here, you're actually facing a roadblock that you actually need to overcome. And number two, you need to overcome this frustration. And one way of doing it is to actually ignore it and actually do the work and actually make progress. And so every time you find yourself stressing over, how, like me, how how messy a laptop you have, or how bad of a camera that you have, or how bad of equipment that you have. Don't focus on that. Just focus on actually doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. And so for me, what I found out is to actually do the work. And so when I started studying again for being able to teach you guys and actually share the journey that I'm going through with you guys, and how I'm planning to build an expert business and whatnot, as I focus on that one, the frustration was like a balloon that was getting inflated. But then when you focus on actually do the work, it's like taking a pin to it and actually kind of diffusing the problem before it gets to that point whereby it will explode. And so one way you can overcome frustrations is just do the work, ignore the frustrations and actually do the work. And so, yeah, that's pretty much for this episode. So next time you're feeling frustrated about something, remember, you can actually endure it until a solution comes, or you can actually just focus on doing the work and wait for the balloon to actually burst. And what happens is when you do it, it kind of deflates, and then you can actually move forward. Now, spiritually speaking, these resistances, these frustrations, they're the works of the devil, because they're trying to kind of resist you and prevent you from actually making something of yourself, because that's the whole goal. That's the whole point of the devil. He's here to stop you. He doesn't have anything good for you, so he's here to stop you. And so whenever you notice these things, it is him trying to tell you can't go any further. It is him trying to tell you, like, your dad wasn't any better, your mom wasn't better, you can't do any better, you can't expect to actually make something of it from where you come from. Nobody actually rises from your home. Nobody actually rises from where you come from. And so it is an attempt of the enemy to actually keep you at the same level, to prevent you from actually unearthing or realizing the full potential that God had put inside of your life for you to manifest, and the purpose and the dream and the ordination that God had put you into your life for you to come here on earth to actually fulfill. And so whenever you notice this, just know you're actually making progress, number one, and it is actually a stepping stone for the next level. You just need to be able to see it as a stepping stone. Once you can be able to change your perception, then you can actually overcome it. So that's it for this episode. Remember, so every time you're feeling frustrations, you can either endure until you actually find a solution from them, or you can actually just focus on doing the work, and then this frustration bubble that is kind of building up, started gathering momentum, can actually just be deflated just like that. And that's what usually happens even with the devil. Other times when you actually notice him, notice his action behind it, notice his hand or his finger somewhere, he kind of ceases, he loses power, because now you know that it is him. And so that way you can actually be able to overcome this thing. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, that's it for this episode. Be sure to hit the like, share, subscribe button. And yeah, as always, looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.